When I needed to start saving money on groceries, there were a lot of things I needed to learn. Most people process their groceries.
Today's my birthday and here's everything I got for completely free.
I'm frugal and spend less than $200 a month on groceries, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Welcome to the Frugal Grocery Haul.
Food prices keep going up, and for most people, eating is getting more and more expensive every single day. But here's the thing, it doesn't actually have to be that way. After my last video, a lot of you guys had asked for more, so today I'm letting you in on even more food hacks that can seriously lower your grocery bill and food bill without sacrificing what you eat. And by the way, I'll be reading some of your comments in today's video, so if you want to be featured in the next one, definitely make sure to leave one down below.
I went from spending over $1,500 a month on groceries to around $700 just by changing up a few habits. Welcome back to Money 101, where in 30 days you're learning how to be good with money. Food spending is one of those things that can really eat into your spending plan. So today
100%.
I'm giving you some practical tips to cut down on your grocery spending. That was a lot of words. The first habit was shopping our own fridge and pantry before going to the store and cooking with what we had on hand. We were able to delay trips to the grocery store by a few days and sometimes a week or more just by doing this. The second habit that helped us so much was just driving 5 extra minutes to Aldi. We have a grocery store that's only 3 minutes away from us, and it's so convenient, but it is so much more expensive than Aldi is. The first month that we did this, we actually ended up needing to buy an $800 part for our truck, and we didn't have to stress about it at all because the month before we would have just eaten that $800.
True.
So take it from me, food spending is one of the areas that you could save a lot of money with just being a little bit more purposeful. And be sure to save this video and follow for the rest of the series.
These were great tips. Honestly, I relate to them quite a bit, and I've implemented a lot of those strategies in my own grocery and food spending, you know, that section of your budget here. And I think it should go without saying that you have to be cooking at home first if you plan on saving money when it comes to food and grocery spending. If you are eating out all the time, you will spend, I'd say, 3 to maybe even 5 times as much when it comes to eating at restaurants. Even just door dashing food or picking up to-go orders. Don't even get me started if you are paying for food to be delivered to you. The tip, the delivery, the overcharged and overpriced food that comes from Uber Eats and DoorDash, if you've ever compared prices at the restaurant and what they charge on Uber Eats and DoorDash, it's a lot more money. So you are going to spend a fortune when it comes to that. So again, it goes without saying, you need to be grocery shopping and cooking at home. Then, if you want to take things a step further, you can implement these hacks and save a ton more money. Same thing for me. Like she said, I have a grocery store down the block from me. Publix is like 2 minutes down the block, but I know because I've been there, it is so expensive. But people are creatures of habit and people like convenience. That is the biggest expense I think everybody goes through, is paying for convenience when it comes to food. There's always a surcharge on it. So I will drive 5 to maybe even 10 minutes out of the way to go to Aldi's because I know I am saving a significant amount of money. The crazy thing is, I have been to Publix and looked thinking that some of their like name brand, store brand foods would be cheaper than the name brand stuff. It's not. Several times, Publix's store brand items are more expensive than the name brand stuff on the shelf. So that blew my mind. Anywho, I want to read a couple of comments that you guys had left on the previous grocery hack video. Definitely recommend checking that video out if you haven't already, as this is the part 2. And if you guys want to get featured in the next episode, definitely make sure to drop a comment down below. Also, this is a very specific circumstance, but my mom has dementia and I am going to be moving back home so I can help my dad out with taking care of her. Last time I was in town, we were at Costco, and on the way out, he asked customer service if I could be added to his account since I will be living with them. If you live in the same household, 2 people can be on one Costco account. They removed my mom and put me on my dad's account. So if you know someone who either doesn't have a partner or spouse, or they would be the only one using the card, you can maybe get added onto someone's account and split the membership fee. Now I get to use my dad's account where I live and will continue to use it once I move back home. So this is another really cool hack that you can add in. Costco is definitely more stingy. I don't know how it is with Sam's Club and BJ's, but I can only imagine it is maybe a little more lax there. But even then, you can certainly do stuff like that. I'm not condoning, using other people's memberships and cards because you can get in trouble with that. But you can certainly be added onto somebody else's account. They allow you to have 2 people in the same supposedly household for free Don't know how much they crack down on that stuff, but you can certainly go with them, get added on to their membership. You can have your own card and you can split the fee.
Here are 5 things I do to keep the cost low at cost Walmart.
Big packages don't always mean they're the better deal. That's why you should always take a closer look at the cost per unit, because the smaller one might
Are
get...
those electronic barcodes? Oh my gosh, that's the first time I've ever seen that at Walmart. Oh my gosh.
the better deal. This cereal and this cereal have all
barcode.
the same ingredients and are sometimes made at the same factory. That's why in most cases, I'll choose generic brand over name brand unless you're some type of couponing wizard. Ever notice how everything looks good when you're hungry? I avoid this mistake by always eating a snack before doing any shopping. When I buy ground turkey, I can use it for tacos, spaghetti, and with rice. That's why you should pick food items that are versatile, meaning you can use them for more than one recipe. One of the biggest ripoffs is buying pre-cut fruits. You get less and it costs way more. Just buy the whole fruit and follow if you want to get more into frugal living.
I don't know how he's able to film that in the grocery store with people literally behind him. I'd get so embarrassed making content out in public. If you can't tell, that's why I mainly film in here. Those were great tips. Those were really great tips. I like the one about buying food that's more versatile. So like buying a large thing of chicken or a large thing of turkey. Now, I would buy those in bulk. I think it's cheaper to go to Costco, and I think the food is maybe of a higher quality if you are concerned about that stuff than some of the things or a lot of the things at Walmart. I think like if you were default shopping blindly and weren't checking, the nutrition labels, and you threw a bunch of stuff in your cart from Walmart and Costco's is going to be healthier. Maybe that's just me, but it's something I've noticed. But I think that's a great idea to shop for more general purpose foods so you can use them consistently and things won't go to waste, like that other lady was saying with shopping in your cabinet or your pantry first before you go shopping at the grocery store. I try to do this pretty often because I've surprised myself when I've looked in the back of my cabinets and found things that I had bought and totally forgot about, and that saved me from going to the grocery store for a couple of days. So 100% definitely recommend shopping your cabinets first, moving things to the front so you can see them before going to the grocery store. I cut a chicken breast in half and can make 2 meals from that. Meat that's about to expire is often discounted and cheaper than the full price. I buy it and freeze it immediately. I also really look at offers that I actually use. I live alone with my 2 cats, so this is another really good tip. When it comes to like Target and Walmart and grocery stores, you can usually spot, the yellow sticker or something like that, and it's a day or two before it's expired, the day of, and all you got to do is freeze it and the food's totally good. So that is a huge way to get extremely discounted food. And you can ask the workers too, like, what's the best day that you guys start doing this? It might be like Sunday morning, Saturday morning, whenever they go out and do that. And if you go there early, you can buy. I remember doing it with turkey at Target. I got like 60% off ground turkey. I bought like 6 of them and froze them, and we're using that throughout the next couple of months. Eating healthier sounds great until you see how expensive it can get. That's why today's video is sponsored by Merryfield, an app we've worked with before that actually rewards you for buying better for you foods you're probably already shopping for anyway. Merryfield is a completely free app that lets you earn points just by grocery shopping. You buy qualifying healthy brands, scan your receipt, and automatically earn points. Or you can link accounts like Whole Foods or Instacart and earn points automatically, which makes it even easier. What I really like is that this isn't niche or restrictive. It works for all produce and all eggs, and it includes brands you've definitely seen before, like Applegate, Amy's, Bragg, Crofters, Hugh, and a ton more. So you're not changing how you shop, you're just getting rewarded for smarter choices. Those points you get add up and can be redeemed for gift cards to places like Starbucks, Amazon, Sephora, and other popular retailers, which honestly makes eating better feel a lot more motivating. And listen to this, if you refer a friend, you each get $4. That's free money for both of you just for sharing the app. Merryfield is 100% free, easy to use, and one of those apps that actually makes healthy habits feel rewarding instead of expensive. Again, huge thanks to Merryfield for sponsoring today's video, and definitely make sure to check them out either by scanning the QR code you see somewhere on screen or by clicking the link in the description of today's video.
Today's my birthday and here's everything I got for completely free. Panda Express got a free small entree and went with my personal favorite,
Genius
walnut
hack.
shrimp. Sephora got a free shampoo and conditioner set. Chick-fil-A got an ice cream cup with Oreo crumbs. Anything Oreo is my personal favorite. Panera Bread got one free pastry and decided to go with the chocolate croissant. McDonald's got a free medium fry, and I couldn't show the entire thing because I was snacking on them the entire way back home. BJ's a free Pizookie, definitely my favorite of the day. Cookies and cream cookie with ice cream on top. To end it off, I got a free blind box from Miniso. I got an Avatar one, was hoping for Zuko but got Katara instead, and that was everything I got for free.
So this is a genius hack, and I have been doing this for years. Essentially, what you can do is download a bunch of apps, like food apps, restaurant apps, and stuff like that. They always ask you for your birthday, and you can get tons of free stuff. Moe's, I was getting free burritos, and other restaurant, Chick-fil-A gives you a free sandwich. This is a huge life hack for getting free stuff. Now, you should obviously do it on your birthday, not switching the dates to other days, but you certainly can. They don't check you, and this is a great way to just get tons and tons and tons of free things. Panera gives you a free cookie or a free pastry and stuff like that. Here in Italy, only in the last few decades have we started eating more packaged food, and the health and waistlines of many have suffered. Wow, very interesting. For us, it was the norm to buy food in bulk and cook at home. Restaurant dinners were only for special events. Cooking real food at home doesn't take up much time. You just have to be organized. For example, I cook everything I'll eat until Wednesday on Sunday, and on Wednesday, I'll cook what I'll need until Sunday. In the long run, you save money, nothing is wasted, and your health thanks you. So I like this comment because this is essentially cooking in bulk, meal prepping. This is what my fiance and I do every single week, and we'll cook it on like Sunday and we make it till Friday usually, and if we eat it earlier, then we find other things to eat. But it is such a life hack. It is so convenient. I actually really admire people that manage to cook every single day a different meal. I don't know how you guys do it. My parents used to do this when I was growing up. Every single day was a new meal. It's crazy. It's good. It's cool that you could try different things every day, but it blows my mind the amount of time spent cooking. It was like 2-3 hours of cooking, cleaning, doing all that stuff every single day. A new meal. That's tough. Now, I've heard that Italy is really big on cooking at home and making those homemade cooked meals, but that's not always how it is for the rest of the world. I know Japan is very big on, eating out, and I know cooking at home too, obviously, but they have a huge, I'd say, packaged food culture and market. I've seen it all over online. Whether it's true or not, I'll have to go and find out for myself, but they have vending machines and innovations all over of packaged foods that you can get out to eat. So, and they're fairly skinny for the most part, but it might be healthier, less junky fast food in those prepackaged things, but who knows?
Let's shred this cheese. When I needed to start saving money on groceries, there were a lot of things I needed to learn. One of those things was to process my own foods so that I can save a ton of money. Over time, I started processing more and more at home, and I noticed a really big difference. If this is the very first time you're here, hey there, my name is Gina. I'm the Saving Wiz. I help you save money on groceries and everyday expenses, so hit follow if you like saving money the easy way. And today we're talking about one small step that you can take this week to change the game. And that step is to process your groceries and put them in the freezer.
I'm not freezing my cheese.
Most people process their groceries, put them in the fridge, and sometimes they get to them, but other times they go to waste. And because we're trying to save money, we're going to try to cut back on all the food waste that we can. Currently in my area, Costco seems to be the cheapest for cheese. So I shred most of it, and I cut some of it so that my kids can make Lunchables.
All right, hear me out. I am all for processing your food at home. There's nothing wrong with that. I also enjoy buying a block of cheese in bulk, but what I do is when it comes time to use it, then I shred it. It's, again, so much cheaper than paying for convenience and buying pre-shredded cheese that doesn't have 9 ingredients in it. You can get, just 1 ingredient cheese. But here's the thing. I know for a fact that if she does that, and I feel like it would ruin the taste if you're going to freeze it, but if she puts it in those plastic bags, she could probably push it all back together and make a block of cheese again, because it's all going to stick. So I don't really think this is the best food hack out there. Let me know what your thoughts are. That awkward moment when a block of cheese is more expensive than pre-shredded. And it's going to be more expensive again, in the short term, but in the long term, you'll get a heck of a lot more shredded cheese. So that's my thought. First of all, I can't believe people buy shredded cheese. Again, you are paying for convenience. I'm guilty of it too. There have been several times in the past where I have purchased shredded cheese for our meal preps, and then we invested in a nice, shredder, but I didn't have that at the time, and there was no room to have a grater in my first apartment because we were limited on space. So we had to make it work, pay for it now, pay for it later, figure it out. But now that I'm in a larger apartment, I have the space for a grater, and now we buy big blocks of cheese.
Let me show you how I save money grocery shopping as a frugal girl. First, I actually use the sale flyers they send out in the mail and plan my meals for the week based off what's on sale.
That's not a
So
bad
if
idea.
chicken is on sale, I'm having some chicken for dinner. Honestly, I think Tuesday is the best day to shop because it's the only day you can see the sale flyers for this week and next week. So you can see if something you were gonna buy today is gonna be on sale tomorrow. Then I use my phone for coupons. Some grocery stores have coupons on their app, or you can use apps like Fetch or Ibotta, or both. I always make a grocery list to avoid overspending, and you should too. And then I use the Amex Gold every time because you get 4 times points on groceries. How do you save money at the grocery store?
All right, so that's interesting. I used to have the Amex Gold card too, but then they kept increasing the membership fee, and I think it's completely breaking you even on your groceries, and I don't think it's that great. It's like nearly $300 now a year to have the Amex Gold card. So you can certainly find better credit cards out there that are free, that don't charge an annual fee, that can give you 3, 4, 5x points back on shopping for groceries. Now, when it comes to her hack, finding the flyers and seeing what's on sale, I think that is a really cool tip. If you can plan your week out like that, I think that's a great idea to find what's on sale, looking at the Aldi's flyer or the Lidl flyer or your grocery store flyer. But you have to take into account that these things that are discounted might be name brand, and they still, even with a discount, might be more expensive than buying the store brand food. Another thing grocery stores do is usually strategically place all the staple items at opposite ends of the store from each other. For example, bread and sugar at one end, butter, eggs, and milk at the other end. And then obviously the groceries, the produce in the front of the store. It's to force people to have to go past all the other items just to get bread and milk. Yep, 100%. It is super annoying, but there is tons of marketing and psychology of studying the layout and how people walk in and out of aisles and things like that. It's all on the cameras, AI data collecting, and they figured out how to keep people in the store longer, how to get people to walk by certain aisles more, and inevitably put more in their cart and spend more money. Now, I've even seen grocery stores with an electronic grocery carts that track and AI analyze and data collect all the things you're putting into it, which I think is absolutely insane. They say it's to help you. Oh, it's more convenient. But we both know it's to get you to spend more money.
I'm the master at finding groceries for cheap. I got everything behind me for $39.
Dang.
And I'm going to teach you how to do it as well. Inflation, never heard of her. So the biggest deals I always find are at this local grocery store to me. It's called Safeway. They have an app where every week they offer like crazy deals. A lot of times it's half off steak, half off chicken, buy 2, get 3 free diet sodas.
That's pretty good.
And this week they had one of their coupons that said spend $75 and get $40 off. I check this app every single week. There's always deals on something I need, whether it be chicken, whether it be beef, whether it be steak, whether it be cheese or like tortillas. There's always something I could use. And since I'm dieting, I might as well show you everything I got for my diet grocery haul. So 2 things of carb balanced tortillas. Yep. I got one of these Healthy Choice sesame chicken steamers. These are delicious and they're only like $2. 6 bananas, 2 packets of chicken breast. Then I got 11 Chobani Zeros. These things are 60 calories and 12 grams of protein, I believe. 2 packs of Nerds gummy clusters for like intra workout carbs if I need them. Then 4 pounds of strawberries and 2 packages of fat-free mozzarella. So I know a lot of people might not have a Safeway near them, but the same company that owns them also owns Albertsons, Vaughn's, and Kroger, I believe. So you're going to have the same deals there as well.
That's a pretty cool hack too. Again, I need to get more into this because I don't know if Costco does that. I do know that they have deals and things on sale all the time, but I have to figure out how I can see that, what is going on sale for that week. And then I'm pretty sure it might be different for each store. But again, I don't know that. I really want to get into the couponing and price hacking like that by using on sale items and coupons. As a single mom of 3, buying groceries is always a challenge. I always shop on the outer ring of the store. Yeah, I heard that many times. If you stay on the outer ring of the store, that's where you actually get real food. Everything inside is all junk. junk. Always buy off-brand everything. I get a lot of whole fruits and veggies, so can cut them up and put them in snack containers. I bake all sweets homemade because buying the supplies to bake is cheaper. 100% agree. It's also a lot healthier. I also make all the Hot Pockets pizza rolls, whole pizzas, dumplings, fries, onion rings, and anything that can be found in the frozen aisles she makes at home. Wow, can I come over for dinner today? Please, can I get an invite? I also have a bread maker and put the ingredients in every fourth night of the week for fresh bread. I write out all the meals we eat months ahead of time, especially since my kids are in school. This helps me prepare in advance for school breaks. I plan out leftover days as well. I also limit something sweets and prep snacks for my kids to stretch that out, what we have, so I won't have to make as much. Plus, my kids help with everything because in the future, they'll be able to do these things for themselves. My saving over the years have been pretty high, and even though I don't like to cook, I like the money that stays in my pocket. Yeah, this is genius. Like, I don't know if I actually really like to work on cars or if I like the money that I get to save from working on them. I don't know. It really doesn't matter at this point here. This is the same thing with cooking. I'm not a huge fan of cooking. It's like a chore, but the money saved doing it at home is huge. And I've adopted a lot of these habits too at home. I have a bread maker. We found it on Facebook Marketplace for like $25, cleaned it out, and we make homemade bread. My fiance is really big into making sourdough, so that is another big win. It's so much cheaper. Let's just say it's so much healthier and for the most part cheaper if you cook a lot of the stuff at home, and it's also healthier and more nutritional. So I think these are great hacks, and I highly recommend you guys implement a lot of these too if you have the time to do so.
I'm frugal and spend less than $200 a month on groceries, and I'm going to show you exactly how I do it. Welcome to the Frugal grocery haul.
Wow.
So my parents have a membership at a wholesale club, and I utilize that, so that definitely helps on saving money. I mostly eat chicken for lunch and dinner, which makes up the majority of my food cost. And for breakfast, I basically eat eggs, so these flats of 5 dozen eggs for $11 is such an amazing deal. I typically go through 2 a month. I enjoy pineapple as a snack, but I don't really eat through them too quick, so I usually get about 2 a month. And then I usually get potatoes or pasta to go with the chicken. So assuming I go through about a bag of potatoes a week, it's about $8. Now this is my guilty pleasure. I love this yogurt, but it is pretty expensive. So as you see, I just don't really buy a lot. I guess I just know what I like and I kind of leave it at that. This is typically what my fridge looks like, kind of empty. In terms of buying sauces, I don't really have a lot of sauces. I keep it simple and I go through them pretty slow. One of my biggest frugal tips is I only drink water because it's free and it's healthy. So no water bottles, no sodas, no juice, no coffee, nothing. Saves me a ton of money. Graham crackers have been a good snack lately. I just get the store brand. I don't care about name brand. And even though I want all the sweets in the world, I have to say no to myself. Another way I keep my food costs low, I go over to my parents' house about once a week. We have dinner and I take home leftovers. You could call it cheating. I call it utilizing my resources. Then my biggest tip for saving money on food is stop going out to eat. Stop being lazy. Cook your food at home. It's so much cheaper and it's so much healthier for you. Wake up! Anyway, so if we look at my grocery list and how much I buy throughout the month, my average cost for food is typically around $170 to $180 a month. And that's how we do it the frugal way. Thanks for watching.
I think he just broke the sound barrier with his last sentence there. Jeez. Oh my gosh. Anywho, those are some good tips. I don't know if I would starve myself like that. Some people might consider it that. I'm also like twice his weight, so I eat twice as much, or I will end up looking like that. So to each their own, but what we can take away from that is essentially buying whole foods is almost always cheaper. If you've ever gone to Costco, which I highly recommend you guys check out, or BJ's or Sam's Club or whatever you have where you can buy things in bulk, the amount of stuff you can get buying whole foods at the price, you'll be blown away. The sack of potatoes you can buy for $5 and you get 5 pounds of it. $15 gets you like a 20-pound bag of rice. I mean, it can last you months, if not years, depending on what you buy. So I really do like buying in bulk, specifically on things I know aren't going to go bad or that I can meal prep for the week or the following week. So definitely check them out. You can also freeze it and stuff like that, but it's a genius strategy, honestly.
You can't control gas prices, but you can absolutely control how much you pay for groceries. Even right now, with empty shelves and skyrocketing prices,
ain't no way.
There are so many ways that you can save money on groceries. If this is the very first time you're coming across my page,
ain't no
hey
way.
There, my name is Gina Zachariah. I am the Saving Wiz. Hit follow if you like to save money the easy way.
Easy?
It's no surprise that the amount of money that
There's nothing easy about that. That whole massive thing at Costco was $4.99. Oh my
spend on
gosh.
groceries directly reflects how much money you have left for everything else. And if you're tired of wasting so much money in one area of your budget, then you're in the right place. This Wednesday, I'm hosting my Grocery Game Changer class. It's a 30-minute live class where I share with you my 5 strategies that took me from $1,200 a month to just $400 a month on groceries for a family of 4 living in Southern California. I share with you all the strategies that I've perfected over the years and have been using for over a decade, and what I coach my clients to do as well.
I don't know how much money she's actually saving by doing that. Also, it just popped in my head. A lot of the foods that you guys purchase, you probably don't even realize they're so easy to make. The first few that come to mind is like mayo and hummus. Mayo is legit just an egg and oil, and that's it. You just blend it up and you have mayo. You don't have to buy it. That's crazy. Second one, hummus, is chickpeas. Just ground up boiled chickpeas and you have hummus. Boom. You can get a ton of it. Hummus ain't cheap. Am I the only one who thinks $4.99 is a great price for all that garlic? Yeah, 100%. Like the amount she made was this much, and that amount of garlic was insane. Until you realize you can pay even less for more. Now, like what? Are we saving a quarter? It's not worth it. That's going to take hours to get that same amount of peeling and chopping and grating and cleaning all that garlic up. Oh my gosh. My problem is time. I work 50 to 60 hours a week, and so it's hard to meal prep meals, and I have to do everything the long way. I have to pay more, I guess, I don't know what that is, more than half or whatever that might be. That's true, and this is why I'm saying you do pay for convenience, but there are ways to get good deals on paying for convenience, and buying in bulk is definitely one of those. This is an absolute steal. $4.99 for all that garlic, and it's minced for you. How is this not a great deal? It is a great deal. I bought that, and I'm still using it, and I think I bought it like 8 months ago. So it's a great food hack to be buying in bulk. Things that don't expire quickly. Holy cow. $1.71. I've always been so fond of and fascinated by couponers and extreme couponing. I don't know how you do it. I have no idea how people do that. I thought it's been patched by now. And the one downside, the one con I've noticed is a lot of the times the stuff you use and get on extreme couponing isn't the healthiest of things. So,
Hey guys, here's another tip. I like to use a lot of garlic powder, but I don't like to pay those prices.
Granulated garlic.
And I also don't like to pay those prices.
Granulated garlic.
So what you do is you come over here to the Hispanic section and look.
Garlic
That's a great
powder.
price.
Okay, but granulated and powdered are two different things. Gonna use more of the powdered and isn't cost effective. Bro, chill. You gonna raise the prices on our stuff.
Grocery prices are getting a little out of hand, and even as a family of 2, we spend way more than I would like to admit on groceries. I've been trying to challenge myself by sticking to a $200 monthly grocery budget. One way I'm able to do this is by shopping at Aldi.
Yep.
Aldi is key to shopping groceries for cheap. I love that they have a lot of organic and non-GMO products,
Yep.
and a lot of their stuff is also dye-free. If you know, we love that. I was a little confused when I got over to the meat area and there was none left, and then I saw that they had their hamburger meat on sale for $3.99. In this economy, where else can you find that? I'm actually really sad that I missed out on that though, because we love their hamburger meat. Really been trying to focus on making meals that are good, delicious, but also healthy, and Aldi is so good for that. I'll grab the rest of our essentials and then headed over to checkout. Would you believe me if I told you I got a whole basket of groceries for under $80? $78.65 to be exact. You actually cannot convince me that there's a better place to shop. Another way that we are able to save money on our groceries every month is by having a Sam's Club card. We buy a lot of our snacks, meat, toilet paper, all that jazz in bulk, and it saves us so much money. We usually go to Sam's about once a month, and it always proves to be worth it. Another way that we are able to save money on groceries and just food in general is by making extras so that we have leftovers for the next day. Because me and my husband both work from home, one thing that we are not good at is making lunch.
When we already have food made, we aren't as tempted to go get takeout. We'll be sharing more of our money saving tips, so follow along.
Again, genius food hacks. This is exactly what I do. I use like Costco as my main grocery store. That's where I go first. And then anything left over that I can't get at Costco, then I go to Aldi's or Lidl and pick up the rest of it because it is so much cheaper than pretty much going to any other grocery store. The one thing that sucks is nearly every single time I go to Costco, I always spend over $100. However, it does last me a very long time. But those are some of the best food hacks going into this new year. If you guys have any more that I may have missed, definitely let me know what those are down in the comments section below. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, definitely make sure to do that. Give it a giant thumbs up if you haven't already. Drop a comment. I'd love to read some of them. And if you haven't seen my previous video on grocery hacks, then definitely make sure to check it out right after this. Peace.